Hi everyone, with Beedrill Community Day just concluded, I know everyone is waiting to see how well their drill run Beedrill does in Pokemon Go PvP. Well, today I'm going to show you how well this Pokemon does in the Sorcerous Cup. For those who don't know what this is about, I'll leave a link in the description with all the details on this Sylph tournament. So let's do a quick rundown. Beedrill, a poison bug typing. The preferred moveset is Poison Jab. The community they move Drill Run and X Scissor for great coverage in this tournament. It has to look out for those confusion users. Psychic does super effective damage against poison, so Hypno, Bronzong, and of course the flying type Noctowl, it simply does not have an answer to. But it really stands out. It's going to do well against the poison types like Alolan Muck and Skuntank. It resists Fairy and Fighting, so it's going to do well against Toxicroak, Medicham, Azumarill, and of course Wigglytuff, all of which are popular picks in this tournament. So let's get straight into the battles. These are some practice matches I did with some trainers here in my community in Trinidad. And we start off with the mirror match. And in this situation, I recommend just going straight Drill Run. Look at the damage it does. It does a lot of damage. And so I just need to power up to an X Scissor, and that should be enough to take out the other Beedrill. And yes, I was lucky enough to get a #1 ranked PvP IV Beedrill during Community Day. I'm glad for that. So they switch into their Azumarill now, and Frostlass is a very good pick for this tournament because it charges up its moves really quickly with Powder Snow. And Shadow Ball just does a lot of heavy neutral damage to almost everything in this tournament. Well, except the dark types, of course. And the Azumarill takes it down, but at least I was able to get it below half HP. And I make a mistake here bringing in this Alolan Muck. I should have just brought in the Beedrill at the start. Instead, I switch into the Beedrill, and now it's locked in. It's locked into this Noctowl, and Beedrill really has no answer for Noctowl with ground and bug moves, both of which are resisted by flying types. So it gets taken down, and I doubt my Alolan Muck can win this match against the Noctowl and the Azumarill. So on 1 HP, I really was not supposed to win this match, but my opponent thought the match was over after that Sky attack, and he just stopped attacking. And luckily I had enough energy for two charged moves there to take the match. Going into the second match against this trainer, my Alolan Muck, I start my Alolan Muck, and it faces off against an Azumarill, a very tricky matchup, and I was so thankful I got that Sludge Bomb, that Sludge Wave off against that Azumarill, because shielded properly, Azumarill actually wins this matchup. So all I have to do is spam these Dark Pulses, and I'm either going to take it out, or amazingly my opponent uses both shields. My advice when this happens, if you have two shields and your opponent uses both, you just switch and farm. Make a safe switch. Azumarill is a relatively safe switch in this tournament, so switch and farm up that energy. You have 2 shields to protect you, and that Beedrill goes down really quickly from that Hydro Pump. I'm able to farm some even more energy because he brought back in that Azumarill. And I know I should have just gone for the Ice Beam, straight Ice Beam, but it doesn't change the outcome. It's still going to go down with this Ice Beam here. And in these Sylph tournaments, matches are determined by who is able to manage their energy generation better. So any chance you get to farm energy, take it. Against this trainer, I face off against their Azumarill with my Beedrill. This is favorable for Beedrill because, as you can see, Drill Run does heavy neutral damage, and that Poison Jab chips away with super effective damage against the Fairy typing. So I use a shield here to stay in the game because I know I can farm down this Azumarill, and whatever comes out is going to get a Drill Run. It happens to be a Bronzong, so most likely they're going to shield this. They did, and one slap from that Bronzong takes out the Beedrill. I bring in my Alolan Muk. They switch to Toxicroak for super effective counter damage, so I bring in my Ghost type, my Frostlass. Both of these Pokemon are pretty squishy, so it's up to which one can get to its charge moves faster, and that of course is Frostlass. Shadow Ball is going to do a lot of damage. It should take out this Toxicroak. It does. Down goes the Frostlass. Back out comes the Alolan Muk with energy charged up. Boom. A heavy hit. Unfortunately, Bronzong has Bulldoze, however it does not have Stab, and that's what saved my Alolan Muk in the end. And this match was a really close one, really exciting. Now my Alolan Muk against Bronzong, they switch into the Frostlass. I switch immediately into Azumarill. Because Frostlass does get the upper hand against Alolan Muk with those avalanches charging super fast. So they use a shield, and most likely this is a Shadow Ball. So, but it isn't, it's an avalanche. I block it. Here comes an Ice Beam. Let's see how much damage this does. They use their second shield. So I just take the Shadow Ball and go down. That's okay because now my Alolan Muk can come back in and farm energy on this Frostlass. This avalanche shouldn't take me out. It doesn't, and I have a ton of energy saved for whatever's coming in. It's an Azumarill, and it's going to get this Sludge Wave to the face. Immediately I bring in my Beedrill to farm down that Azumarill. They're having none of it and switch to their Bronzong, which is super effective against my Beedrill. However, my Beedrill has energy saved up enough to take out this Bronzong, which it usually loses against. The Azumarill will take down the Beedrill, and just in time my Alolan Muk has enough energy to get off that last charge move and take the game on 2 or 3 HP. That was very close. In this match, I get a very favorable matchup. Beedrill does well against Alolan Muk. Drill Run doing super effective damage against the poison typing. And I'm able to farm down the Alolan Muk, and out comes the Noctowl, so I switch immediately to my Frostlass, and these avalanches will do super effective damage, and I get a shield from my opponent. I decide to shield this up to stay in the game, and I think I can tank this charge move and get off another avalanche. Let's see if they block this. They do. They have no more shields, and I still have one. Down goes the Frostlass. That's okay. I can bring in the Alolan Muk to farm some energy and take out this Noctowl. And what do they have in the back? They have a Beedrill. So one charged move from my Alolan Muk, and my Beedrill has energy saved up in the back. I bring it out immediately to hit it the old 1-2. Down it goes from that Drill Run. On to another match, and we have an Alolan Muk face-off mirror match. In a situation like this, you go for the Sludge Wave. Both charged moves are resisted, but the Sludge Wave does more damage. My opponent goes for the same Sludge Wave. This is where IVs come in. Let's see who will be the first to go down. They win the CMP tie, but I also get off my Sludge Wave. We're both down to 1 or 2 HP and go down at the same time, and now we both have to guess what our opponent is going to bring in and make a good decision. I chose a Azumarill because it's probably the better one to bring in a blind situation like that. It can hold its own better than Beedrill in most situations. And facing up against this Beedrill, maybe I should have switched earlier, possibly after they use their first shield there. But I wait until they use their second shield and switch to my Beedrill. I choose not to shield because I don't know what they have in the back, and unfortunately it's a Noctowl, and being locked into this match, my Beedrill is a goner. There's nothing it can do. And my Azumarill being low on HP already, it doesn't look good at all. Good play by my opponent, saving their Noctowl till the end. And one more match against this trainer to determine who wins the best out of 3, and a Wigglytuff mirror match. The last match was a Alolan Muk mirror. This is Wigglytuff mirror. My opponent uses their charged move. I choose not to use my charged move, and so that I'll get in an extra charm, take them down, and I have a charged move waiting for whatever comes in. Should have gone for the Ice Beam, but that's okay. I still get some energy off of that Beedrill. Bring in my Beedrill. Don't need to shield this. I'm not going to shield because I have a Drill Run waiting, and I use it. I don't think they'll shield, but if they do, that's okay. They do shield. Building up some more energy here. They switch. I was expecting that, so I switch into my Alolan Muk to face off against this Noctowl. A favorable matchup because Alolan Muk gets to its Dark Pulses faster than Noctowl can get to its Sky Attacks. Most of these matches are the winner is determined by who can reach their charged moves faster and who uses their energy more efficiently. So they use a shield, but I'm able to get to another Dark Pulse and take it out. I switch immediately to my Beedrill to take out theirs before they have time to farm energy on me. And going up against another very good trainer here. This is a horrible situation for my Wigglytuff. Beedrill resists my charm attacks and does super effective damage with its poison jab and heavy neutral with that Drill Run. I just let my Wigglytuff go down. Bring out my Beedrill, and if your opponent is ahead of you on Pokemon, then you have to try to get ahead of them on energy. That's my plan now. They're using their shields to stay in the game. I use mine. Switch immediately to my Alolan Muk to try to farm some energy on it. Plus I have some energy saved on my Beedrill, I think there. Shield, and they bring out their Azumarill. They have no more shields, or do they have one shield? Yes, they have one shield. I tried to bait it there, didn't work. Well, I'm going to try again. Have to get that shield. I finally get it. And they're now defenseless, and they're going to take this Sludge Wave before my Alolan Muk goes down. Here it is, it takes it out. Look at how much damage that does. My Alolan Muk is going to go down now, that's okay. I have my, and of all things, I was so lucky here. I was so lucky that they had a Haunter, which I could one-shot and take it out. So yeah, sometimes the game does work out in your favor like that. You just get lucky. And here we go. Alolan Muk against Azumarill, and as I said before, this is very dependent on how each person uses their shield. If they get it right, my opponent gets it right, and they shield the Sludge Wave. If they didn't, it would have turned out very different. And well, I'm trying again, giving them a very tough choice here. Use their shield or not, and they go 2 shields down. And I can just let my Alolan Muk go, and I'm in an advantageous situation here, having 2 shields and they have none. And in a favorable matchup here, my Beedrill against their Fairy type, their Azumarill. And now I can farm down this discharge move should not take out my Beedrill. So I just take it and farm them down. I have energy saved up. What comes out? Their own Beedrill. It's down to half HP, and they take out my Beedrill. I go into my Azumarill. Can this Azumarill win the match for me? I still have a shield. And out comes a Wigglytuff, a very tough opponent to go up against in the end game. And maybe I should have gone 2 Ice Beams instead of 1 Hydro Pump. I really thought the Hydro Pump would have done a lot more damage than that. Unfortunately, it wasn't enough, and they take that game. And here we go, the third match to determine the best out of 3. A Beedrill face-off mirror match. And as I said, just go straight drill run. That's the best you can do in terms of damage. They shield this. They're trying really hard to win that advantage in the first matchup here. Nothing wrong with that. I shield as well. Need to get some energy, some HP off of this Beedrill. And they go 2 shields down. Like I said, when that happens, switch and farm. This Frostlass is going to be able to farm this Beedrill down. They switch into their Azumarill, and I have energy stored up. 1 Shadow Ball coming up. They take it. Farming up some more energy here. This isn't going to take out my Frostlass, and I'm able to get off another Shadow Ball. And what happens here is perfect. It brings down the Azumarill to the red. So whatever I bring out now can farm down this Azumarill. I bet you've never seen an Alolan knock Snarl down an Azumarill, but here it is. Down it goes, and I have a ton of energy, and this poor Wigglytuff is going to take a Sludge Wave. And it goes Wiggly Soft. Down it goes, and one more charge move onto this Beedrill here wins the game for me. So there it is. I hope you got some good ideas on how to use Beedrill in the Sorcerous Cup from this video, and I hope it improves your performance in that Sylph Arena tournament. Like and subscribe, and look forward to more videos.